I'm in time. 8:59. 8:59. I'm loving this. Yeah, so Sawubona, you creative visionary. Welcome to iThembaTemple. Welcome to iThembaTemple. I'm so grateful that you're here with me, whether you're watching this 10 days from now, you're streaming in now, or you are one of those that I'm calling in who knows your purpose here on planet Earth. Welcome. Igama lam uThembaTemple, and we are here. It's a full moon, a super full moon. I have been feeling the super full moon, and I'm just like, good times. So let us begin with centering our sacred space and making sure that we just keep the space clean, especially on a super full moon. Yes, we want to make sure that we keep the space clean. So if you'd like to take a deep breath with me, in through the nose and out through the mouth with a huge sigh. In through the nose and out through the mouth with a huge sigh. Good. I'm not really sure why this keeps playing. I just don't understand. So, no more background music. No more background music. Okay, so let us begin. ngiyakudinga moya wami maziwe lezinto mabawa mafake maziwe lezinto ezikwengo moya wami moya wami buye kaya hey moya wami buye kaya hey moya wami buye kaya hey moya wami buye kaya maziwe lezinto ezikwengo moya wami maziwe lezinto ezikwengo moya wami I'm a front, my way. I'm a fake, I'm a fraud, my way. I'm a fake, I'm a fraud, my way. I'm a fake, I'm a fraud, my boy. Moya wami, buya kaya. Moya wami, buya kaya. Let's take another deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Yes. If this is your first time here and you're asking yourself, what does that song mean? It means my energy. Return back. Return. And anything that is unlike me and my frequency, please go back to where you come from. Go back to where you come from. I refuse. My energy, return back to me at the highest levels of God consciousness from all four corners of the earth. And whomever is utilizing my ideas, my energy, without my consent, it must fall. It must collapse because they are fake. Fakes must fall. It is time. Fakes must fall. I sang these songs last year. About same time this year. And it's quite something what's happening. From just my drum and my songs. Just my drum and my songs. Because all of us have a right to our energy. We all have a right to our sacred energy because we are sovereign beings. We are sovereign beings. And you have no idea how many lifetimes you have been on this planet. And people have just been siphoning your energy. Just siphoning your energy and just using your energy and stealing your ideas and just making money off your ideas. Oh, hell to the no. No, it doesn't work like that. You can't do that. You can't live like that. Are you mad? Just stealing other people's things. So, last year I just got fed up with this. And then I just started calling back my energy and just returning back to sender what does not belong to me, what is not mine. And it's been quite a show. Quite a show. It's been quite a show. I'm like the old people now. The old people. I used to see my grandma do this. And then she would wipe her glasses. Yeah, I'm like the old people now. Yeah, I think it's because I live with an old person. I actually kind of like old people. Old people have stories. They have a lot of wisdom. Okay, some of them are just not really smart, but you can learn a lot from older people. Baby boomers have a lot to teach us as millennials, as Gen Zs. Honestly, if you just opened your mind to baby boomers, there's a lot you could learn from baby boomers because they've made the mistakes already. And you might be thinking, well, we're living in different times. Are we really living in different times? History keeps repeating itself until her story is told. History will just keep repeating itself until her story is told, until the truth is embodied. So you will keep having wars, you will keep being abused, you will keep collapsing and rising and collapsing and rising until you figure yourself out, human beings. And I don't know, I think, in the Buddhist cosmology, they say it takes 1 billion lifetimes for a soul to get it. I think some souls is going to be like 10 billion lifetimes because you just don't get it. You just don't get it. Just don't get it fast enough. But I mean, you know what? Who am I? Who am I to say anything? Because I'm trying to figure myself out too. Figure yourself out. I'm back laughing. Oh my goodness. Laughter. It's so beautiful. Okay. How are you? How are you? Is all well with you? How are you? How are ya? Okay. Day 37, can you imagine? On a full moon. A super moon. I woke up laughing today. Okay, day 37, spiritual pain. The sacred wounds. I have not caused pain with my words. Spiritual words can wound more deeply than any other kind of... Let's read from the start. Sorry. Not sorry. Spiritual words can wound more deeply than any other kind because they attack someone's connection to the sacred. When you judge someone's spiritual path, mock their beliefs, or use spiritual concepts as weapons, you create soul-level damage that can take lifetimes to heal. Let's read that again. When you judge someone's spiritual path, mock their beliefs, or use spiritual concepts as weapons, you create soul-level damage that can take lifetimes to heal. That's why in the Buddhist cosmology, they say, it takes 1 billion lifetimes. 1 billion lifetimes. Who knows if that is right or wrong? But I mean, the Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree and had a freaking enlightenment. It was like, I'm alive. I'm awake. Nah, bana. You know what I mean? So, lifetimes to heal. I honestly, I judge people's spiritual path. I do. I can't say I don't. I do. If you are doing sex magic at graveyards, no, I do judge your spiritual practice. And you're killing children, I do judge your spiritual practice. I do. I do mock it. I will speak on the stuff. I do. I judge it. Because that's just satanic. There is no God here. In that, there is no God. So when I say here, when you judge someone's spiritual path, there must be a level of discernment when you are in that level of judgment. Okay? Like there's just some satanic stuff and some demonic stuff here on planet Earth where you're just like, what on earth is this? And why are you involved in that stuff? That no, I do judge. Okay? There is duality on this planet because we are all at different stages of consciousness and awakening and growth. There is duality. Some souls are highly involved in demonic, satanic realms of human existence. They are hooked into the stuff, and it will probably take them lifetimes, if not, maybe they don't even come back to this planet ever again. But there are serious dark entities. To negate this would be to live in this idea of love and light. Everything is light. Yes, everything is light. Everything is love. But at varying levels. Some of it is so dark, I don't know where the love is. But, okay, that's my judgment. Okay? Sometimes I do judge the love and light community because there is communities, spiritual communities around the world, because there is just like, it's very low. But maybe my spiritual path is very low. Who knows? But like when it comes to murdering, ritual sacrificing of children, like, yo man, I do judge that. Yo woman, I do judge that. Because there's something fundamentally wrong about taking life for spiritual power. There's something fundamentally sick about that. But if somebody is just doing the yogas and they got the crystals and they talk to the fairies and the angels, I don't really care to judge this. And as long as you're not imposing your spiritual path onto me and you think that I need to walk it for you to be happy in your own miserable existence, I don't care. Do you. Okay? Just be you, do you, and live your life. Just don't impose your stuff onto me. And that's why I don't impose my spiritual practice onto anyone. I just do what I do. You want to emulate? Okay. You in your own unique way. Don't just full on copy paste, because it might not work for you the way it works for me. This whole thing of life is an experiment. An experiment in your own consciousness. It's an experiment. So for what works for me is not going to fully work for you. That's why I've just ventured out. Hinduism. Oh, yesterday I went to go see my lover, Shiva. I had such an incredible time with my lover. Oh my God. It was so amazing. I was just standing there and at the Shiva temple, and I was just like, oh lover, I have missed you. And I was telling Shiva about my stories, and Shiva was like, calm down, girl, just calm down. Okay, how do you talk to a statue? You sound crazy right now talking to Shiva's statue. It is the embodiment of Shiva consciousness within me. When I go to the Shiva temple, it's just to remind myself, that consciousness lives within me. That consciousness has awoken within me. Because sometimes we forget, especially when we're like wrapped up in this collapse of human consciousness. Yesterday, I was so wrapped up in that stuff, and I was just like flying off the handle emotionally. And I was just like, okay, I need to take a walk and I'm going to go see my boyfriend. And then when I got to the Shiva statue at the Shiva temple, I just stood there and I was just like having a conversation with Shiva out loud, okay? Out loud. And then the Shiva consciousness within me, that consciousness of equanimity during collapse, while I am being rebirthed and my creation stage just activated. And I was like, literally having a conversation with the divine. But I just in that moment needed to see the statue of Shiva. I was like, Lava, you just need to remind me here how to be equanimous. It's like with the Buddhists when they have the statue of Buddha and they bow to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. What they're doing is remembering the seed of Buddha consciousness within their being. They are watering that seed of Buddha consciousness because we all have the seed of Buddha consciousness, of Christ consciousness. With the Christians, they put a picture of Jesus, and they wear a cross. Jesus did not need you to pray to him. Jesus is like, yo, girl, homeboy, embody the Christ consciousness that I came here onto planet Earth to teach about. So these symbols, these statues, these pictures that we put up is not for us to bow to the statue. It is for us to remember what these ascended masters came to teach us about our own potential to awaken to our God self, our God, goddess consciousness. That's all these teachers came to teach us here on planet Earth. Not for us to bow, to worship them. No such thing. No such thing. Jesus, when I have a conversation with Yeshua, he's like, God, you got this, okay? Listen, I'm your big brother. I did this life experience here on planet Earth, and these numbnuts banged me to a tree. And now they're praying to me. Hey, Jesus, help me, Jesus. Help me, Jesus. No, Jesus like, yo, girl, Tembi, that's not your thing, girl. Not your thing. Not your thing, baby girl. Not your thing. I came to teach you how to walk this life with integrity, okay? So that you can awaken and embody your full-on consciousness, awakened state of beingness, because you are an ascended master yourself, whether it takes you another billion lifetimes to figure this out. But honestly, you just came here to do this. That's what Jesus came here to do. Not for us to be praying to Jesus. Jesus, give me something. Oh, Jesus. Jesus has no time for that. He has no time for that. He's ascended. Jesus came to teach us how to embody the fullness of God consciousness as our own spiritual path, as our own spiritual walk here on planet Earth. So did all the ascended masters. Osset, Hatho, Sekhmet, Kalima. Oof, love me some Kalima. Okay. Green Tara, White Buffalo Woman, Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. Okay. So now that I've gone on this tangent, let's continue. So Sister Margaret uses her position as spiritual director to shame parishioners who question church doctrines. We all know people like this. She tells struggling believers they lack faith, tells the grieving they need to trust God's plan, and tells the depressed they're being spiritually lazy. Spiritually lazy. Her words, spoken with religious authority, create spiritual trauma that makes people feel abandoned by both human and divine love. When I was going through grief and depression, I didn't want nobody to tell me nothing. Honestly, I really didn't want anybody to tell me nothing. I sat with myself and the divine. and my best friends, the ascended masters. I chanted, those Buddha's chants, I chanted them. I know them off by heart now. That's why I can just chant Namo Tassa Bhagavato Haramhato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti Piso Bhagavaraham Samma Sambuddho. Yes, I can chant this Buddha. Because I just needed to awaken the Buddha consciousness in me, because I'm hella depressed right now. I'm real depressed right now. So I need to get back to mindfulness. I'm in grief at such a deep level, but this is ancestral grief. It's like a grief that I didn't even know I was carrying. Oh my goodness, this is something. And then I realized now this year that I'm carrying grief of all the souls that are going to collapse. And I was just like, what the frick? That was insane grief. And at that moment, I just needed some mindfulness. And I was just like, all I can do right now is chant Buddha's chants. I was still praying. I was still engaged in ancestral honoring. I was still calling upon Osset, because I really needed Osset to put me back together. I was like, my big sister, please girl, yeah, you need to help me here. You need to help me. I was calling on Sekhmet. I was like, Sekhmet, please teach me how to embody the level of protection for my spiritual journey and my spiritual path right now. I have some men coming to my house at 12 o'clock in the night, threatening to kill me. Please help me here. Please help me here. Not sink lower. I was calling on Kalima. I would go to the temple and I would sit with Kuan Yin, and I would call on Green Tara with a sword. And I was like, and I used to call on White Buffalo Woman. And I'm like, White Buffalo Woman, you were protecting me out there in the desert when I was out by myself with a Zulu spear and a shield. Come on, let's work this magic together. Right. So sometimes when you are in grief, when you are depressed, when you are going through something that is so deep within you, it's probably best not to go to any of these spiritual directors. It's probably best to go to therapy. Honestly, it's just probably best to go to therapy. I didn't go to therapy because I'd spent a lot of time in therapy, and I'd studied psychology, and I was already coaching people, and I was already working this stuff. And I'm Usanusi. So I was like, okay, so I've studied all of this stuff. I've been to therapy. So I need to now do my own therapy on myself. So that's how I got myself out of grief. That's how I got myself out of depression, was practicing everything that I'd learned in the US and putting it into practice, and just like using everything that I was helping my clients with in the US on myself. I have to tell you this, the dreams are back. The dreams are back. Yesterday, I woke up and I had a dream. Well, it was this morning. And the dream, because it's full moon, of course, so the veil is very thin. Oh my God. It is the woman in Africa. They are crying. It is the Filipino woman. It is the American woman. It is the European woman. It is the Indian woman. I said, oh my goodness, now the dream just doesn't. I woke up and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. But it was like it was sinking into the sinkhole, and I was standing at the edge of the sinkhole, and I was like, are you okay? Every time I have these dreams, something major happens. Like something major happens. Okay, I know that consciousness is collapsing. And this is where we are right now in human consciousness. I know this for a fact. But the dream that I had this morning, I was just like, whoa. So why am I sharing this with you? because most of us are going through some kind of depression, some kind of grief from loss, whether you've lost a job, you're going through a divorce, your relationships are in turmoil, your body temple might be going through some kind of struggle, your children have moved out of home, so you're an empty nester and you're grieving this, or you're just grieving the planet, just being in the chaotic state that I don't know who's not grieving. Everybody's grieving to some degree, and everybody's depressed, and everybody's anxious to some degree. Because even I still feel a bit of anxiety. Yesterday, I was high up in my anxiety, and I was just like, okay, no. I ain't doing this. I'm going to go see my lover. And I went to go see Shiva, and we had a conversation, and then I came back, and I was feeling a lot happier. Yeah, something to this effect. So, okay. I understand that if you don't have a therapist, I woke up and I was in a turmoil at 1:30 in the morning. And then I just started Googling all of these countries that these women were like crying. I'm like, tell me. And I was like, are you okay? They sunk into the sinkhole. And I was like, that is so bizarre. So bizarre. So then I woke up and I was like Googling or like therapy in all these countries. Most of these countries, okay, well, this is not like I don't know this, but it's like one therapist to 100,000 people. And I was like, what the frick? What the frick? Even in America, there aren't enough therapists. And some of the therapists don't know what they're doing. Honestly, I love therapists and doctors. I do. I really love healers. They're my best friends. Okay. But some therapists are overwhelmed by the sheer volume of energy that is coming through. And I'm sorry, you can see 4 or 5 patients a day and not be overwhelmed. The level of energy that they are bringing to you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is energy. Izinto zomoya, Liz. I remember when I was coaching and it's just like, whoa, it's a lot. And then you're just like trying to figure out whose energy this is and like, oh, whose story. And it's all just in your electromagnetic field. How can therapists and doctors and healers be, and nurses, nurses too, nurses. I had a few nurse clients and I was just like, whoa, social workers, how could you not be overwhelmed by the sheer volume of madness on this planet? Yeah, we have a bit of a problem. No, we don't have a problem. We have an opportunity. It's quite something. It's quite something. Okay. So sometimes going to your pastors, your church is I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess pastors and your nuns, they are spiritually, some of them are just plain stupid. They are spiritually trained or initiated to help you with the matters of the spirit. But if they're overwhelmed themselves, how are they going to help you? Sometimes it's good to have a therapist. A therapist. I am not a therapist. I refuse. I'm a shaman. I'm Usanusi. In South Africa, we call it Usanusi, the highest levels of mystics, shamans. The highest levels. Yeah, I don't understand. It's a lot to take on. When you're working with Usanusi, you work on an energetic level. So it's therapy and spirituality and body work, somatic work on an energetic level. You go to the root cause of the issue. The root cause. Sometimes therapy works on, I mean, therapy has its place in this world. It truly has its place in this world. And then spiritual doctrine has its place in this world. Somatic healers with the yoga people, and they have their place in this world. When you mix it together and you bring it together, you have something really, really super powerful. Super, 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 super duper powerful. Very few people are functioning at this level of consciousness. Very, very few people. It took me a long time to even accept that that is my path. Yeah. So it's a bit troubling. I don't know. Actually, I do know. But I don't know what we're going to do. But what I do know is that it's not for me to do anything. It's for me to surrender to the highest purpose, to the highest laws of life, of truth, and just allow that to be and just allow myself to be the vessel for this medicine to come through. Because when I start having my catastrophes at 1 o'clock in the morning, I can't sleep. And I'm just like up and pacing. So if you're up and pacing and you've got anxieties and depressions and your griefs, and you're trying to reach out to your practitioners, to your meditation teachers and your gurus and your therapists, and you're still having anxiety, join the club. You're not the only one. You can feel okay with yourself and say, you know what? Wow, I'm not the only one in this hell. We all go through these stages of hell. Even I'm telling you, I'm just telling you, I woke up in a panic. I was just panicked. Panicked. Okay, so let's read again. She tells struggling believers they lack faith. Nobody has a right to tell you that you lack faith, but sometimes you do lack faith. But faith is strengthened through works. I've just been noticing that about myself too. It's like I've committed to just do these live streams. I've just committed. And I've just, like, my confidence is coming back. And I'm just like, whoa, this is so amazing. Faith in myself and the divinity and the consciousness that is awakening again and remembering itself as me. Okay. Tells the grieving they need to trust God's plan. What is God's plan? What is God's plan? Yes, we do need to trust the divine's plan and surrender to it. But yo, woman, I've been through grief, and grief is whoa. Grief is one of those experiences that will knock you upside down. The best thing during grief is just water, steaming if you can. You can just take a bucket and fill it with water and put some herbs in there and just breathe and just open up your lungs. Breathe. I need to go to the spa. Oh my God, I just need to go to the onsen. But breathe through that. And you will work, the healing will start to come through. And tells the depressed they're being spiritually lazy. Some people are spiritually lazy. I just have to speak my truths. Her words, spoken with religious authority, create spiritual trauma that makes people feel abandoned by both human and divine love. You can never be abandoned by God. God can never abandon itself as you, ever. It's an impossibility. God is the breath you breathe. God is the water you drink. God is the earth you walk on. God is the sunshine that gives you vitamin D. So no, this is a false belief. God can never abandon itself as you, because you are the face of divinity. You are the face of God, goddess. So God can never abandon itself as you. So this idea is fake news. Fake news. Okay, fake news. You tell these parishioners you tell these people of spiritual authority when they give you BS about God, you tell them, Teacher Tembi said, fake news. Yeah, fake news. Let humans abandon you. I'm so okay with this now. When I was going through my grief experience, it was hell. But then I just realized, oh my God, I didn't really need these people. Because honestly, I have so much peace. Yeah, okay. You can't live this life experience just like alone. But who said? I mean, we know some mystics who just went off and lived in the forest by themselves because they were tired of human beings. Human beings can be quite something. They were just tired of human beings. I mean, I kind of like people. That's why I just hang out with people just on the street and talk to people and just go out to coffee with random people. Well, lunches with random people and just learn something, talk a bit, and then off I go, live my life. So we do need people to some degree, but the right people. Not latcheroners, leeches, leavers, and liars. No, thank you. Okay. Spiritual words. Okay, so the divine can never abandon you. And sometimes when people abandon you, it's for your highest good. But the ascended masters will never abandon you. They are your best friends. Yeshua will never abandon you when you have like a healthy relationship, like a loving relationship. Shiva will never abandon you. White Buffalo Woman will never abandon you. Sekhmet will never abandon you. Or Set will never ever abandon you. Hathor will never abandon you. Mother Mary will never abandon you. Mary Magdalene will never abandon you. Buddha consciousness will never abandon you. Kalima will never abandon you. Kuan Yin will never abandon you. Grintara will never abandon you. So you can know that if even humans abandon you, you got friends in high places. They'll never abandon you. I got some friends, some real gangster friends in high places. Spiritually powerful gangster friends in high places. So I'm good. And once you can learn to have that relationship with the ascended masters, if your ascended master is Jesus that you're walking with, but like the mystical part of Yeshua, okay, not some of these church garbages. These church teachings about Jesus, some of them are so off track. You're like, yo, human being, pastor so and so, prophet so and so. Do you even know what you're talking about? Most of them don't know what they're talking about, honestly. I'm not saying all of them. There are some highly attuned spiritual teachers. That's why I don't call myself a spiritual teacher, because I'm trying to figure it out myself for myself. You know what I mean? So when you are just like, I'm a spiritual teacher, you can't fail. You can't make a mistake, because the nature of human is to be constantly looking. But you said you're a spiritual teacher. Why are you doing these sorts of things? Yo, I'm not your spiritual teacher. I'm my own spiritual teacher, living my own life. You are your own spiritual teacher, because the guru that you need lives within you. Yes, the guru that you need lives inside of you. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and everything else shall be added unto you. The guru within lives. The Buddha, sit down, shut up, and meditate under a tree. Reach enlightenment. Let's take a deep breath. When it comes to the spiritual stuff, I light up. Spiritual words wound because they attack the most vulnerable part of someone, their relationship with meaning, purpose, and the sacred. When you criticize someone's spiritual practices, you're not just questioning their methods. You're challenging their worthiness to connect with the divine, their spiritual intelligence, and their right to seek transcendence in their own way. Embodiment practice. Remember words you've spoken that caused spiritual pain, perhaps judgment of someone's beliefs, mockery of their practices, or criticism of their spiritual journey. Feel the weight of having wounded someone's sacred connection and say, My spiritual words heal rather than harm. I honor others' sacred journeys. During this time of sharing, teaching, discourse, I have probably wounded you. Especially if you're still in church doctrines where Jesus came to die for your sins, and you can just give it up to Jesus and not take responsibility and not go to therapy. You know what I mean? Some of these sorts of things. You're like, who are you to tell me that Jesus didn't die for my sins? And because Jesus died for my sins, I'm saved. No. Y'all people killed Jesus. Okay? And then he rose on the third day and said, I'm immortal. Death has no power over me. He didn't come here to die. He came here to teach you that you are immortal. He didn't come here to save you. He came here to teach you that you are immortal and you can save yourself. If you're hearing this, especially if you're in Africa, you're like, whoa, blasphemy of the name of God. Even Americans are very... But listen, it's just consciousness. I just speak from the consciousness of the countries that I have lived in and spent a lot of time in. The Buddhists are the same. The Hindus are the same. We're all the same here on planet Earth. We're all doing this together. We're in this together. Okay? We're in this together. But let's just talk about the Christians. Because I grew up Christian. Heavy Christian. Anglican. Yeah, Anglican. Anglican. Yeah. Anglican. They even have names. Baptist, Anglican, this and this and this and this. Evangelican? Yeah, something like this. Jesus died for my sins. Okay. So I can go around sinning, killing children, all sorts of these things. I can just steal, lie, or do whatever I want. And then Sunday, hallelujah, hallelujah. No, that's not true. That's not true. Not true. Okay. So if I am saying these things, I'm probably wounding a lot of people. But sometimes truth is so sharp. Because I've had to look at myself and say, so I think that just because I've accepted Jesus, I'm reborn again, I'm baptized, I can go around saying whatever I want, doing whatever I want, and then just Wednesday, hallelujah, just go to church. Sunday, hallelujah, just go to church, give it up to Jesus. All of my sins are wiped away. Yet I am busy out here on the streets doing things that I should not be doing. And I wonder why my life is not working. No, it doesn't work like that. But a lot of us are going to learn the hard way because we just like to learn lessons the hard way. I think this is the nature of human. It needs to learn through pain. It needs to learn through pain. I don't know why, but this is where we are in consciousness right now. So a lot of people are going to learn the hard way. I've had to learn the hard way too. Mine has just been discernment. Discernment. So if I have wounded you, I'm sorry, not sorry. This is my truth. But honestly, Jesus did not come to die for your sins so that you can continue bad behavior and think that there are no consequences for bad behavior. That's why I really, in my ascension of spiritual practice, have just been living and embodying and understanding the laws of Ma'at. What you plant, you must reap. What you plant, you must reap. You're still here on planet Earth. You haven't ascended to some other galaxy or some other planet. So here on planet Earth, you plant a tomato seed, you reap a tomato, not an onion. Not an onion. You copy paste, you must then live the initiation of the person you copy pasted from. And you might not have the guidance from that person because they don't want anything to do with you. So copy paste is really destructive. Curiosity of the divinity within is the empowered path. Because then nobody can tell you about God. Nobody can tell you what your relationship with God should be, has to be, because it is grown from within. You are power in this stage of spiritual maturity. You are absolute power. Even if people can try to shame you and mock you and laugh at you, you just look at them and say, we'll see who's going to have the last laugh on this. But you don't even need to say this to them, because people who usually mock and laugh and make fun of other people's spiritual path is because they're ignorant. They're very low in consciousness. They're very ignorant. They're very, very ignorant. There's some parts of me that are ignorant that still, I judge. But in my judgment, sometimes I'm seeking to understand. So if I am going to be judgmental, I'm still going to go and figure it out and still ask questions. What in me is wanting to judge so much? What in me is wanting to judge so much? What in me is needing to learn and grow from this judgment? Some things I'm not willing to understand. Satanic, I'm not willing to understand. I don't care to understand this stuff. Graveyard rituals, I don't care to understand this stuff. It's just so low. It's like, what the hell? Who lives like this? But there are a lot of souls who live like this. There are a lot of souls who live like this. So this is why it's so important, human being. Mama, Baba, homeboy, homegirl, goddess. It's so important to develop an inner spiritual practice. And it doesn't matter if people judge you. It doesn't matter if people mock you. It doesn't matter if people don't understand. I used to chant with the Hare Krishnas. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I swear to you. And people looked at me even crazier, because now I'm chanting with the Hare Krishnas. I was enjoying it. The Hare Krishnas play really great music with their instruments. They play really, really great music. And I just love dancing with the Hare Krishnas. Okay, there was a period of my life with the Hare Krishnas. It's not a big deal. You learn something. You learn about other people's culture. There's always something that we can learn from other people. But in the end, you realize, the Hare Krishna people, they do the same. It might be languaged different, but it's the same as African spirituality, which there really isn't any African spirituality. It is just spirituality. They are the same as the Christians when they start reading their Bibles and start praying. What is that? Chanting like the Buddhists. As long as it's uplifting your spirit and it's not making you angrier and more depressed and hateful towards other people and other people's way of being, I think it's enlightening. Explore, be curious, instead of straight up judgment. I won't hang around with the Muslims. Maybe you're going to learn something. I like Sufism. I like the way they dance. They have the swirling dance. The Sufis have the swirling dance. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. But the Africans too, when you are deep in shamanic ritual and you are doing your African dance to allow the ancestors to awaken within you, you go around in a circle. So it's like the Sufis. But that's mysticism. Sufi practice is the mysticism of Islam. And I was like, look, they're doing their swirly. When I was deep in my spiritual initiation as Sanusi, swirly. It's all one. Just different names. So embody your spiritual practice. Do whatever you want. As long as you're not harming other people, as long as you're, killing children, as long as you're not harming yourself, whatever spiritual practice that makes you feel more joyful, more expanded, more in love with thyself and in respect and in communion with thyself, without needing to go judge, indoctrinate other people into this thing of yours that you are in. Go on, do your thing. Go on and do your thing. You're going to learn something. Then when you're finished with that, you're going to grow and go to something else. Then you're going to grow and go to something else. And then you're going to grow and go and do something else. Okay? That's just, I don't know. That's been my spiritual path. It's just this growth. And that's just what it is. How was that? Hope you didn't feel judged. We are going to judge each other and harm each other. It's just the nature of life. You can forgive me. Just say, I forgive you, Tempe, for being so spot on with your truth. Spot on with your truth. Okay. So let us start with a deep breath. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Let us start with our mindfulness mentoring session. Spiritual trauma is a big one. It's a big one. There's nothing big or small, but spiritual trauma is one that is deep. It hits you deep. That's why so many of us are lost. We're not really lost. We feel lost. We feel abandoned by God, abandoned by life. Whether you don't want to use the name God or not, whether you want to or you don't want to use the name of God, many of us feel abandoned by life. We feel abandoned. I don't. That left a long time ago. I don't feel abandoned by life. I don't. Honestly, I don't. I'm actually happier when I don't have a lot of noise. But many of us still do feel abandoned by life. We feel abandoned by God. And it's good to acknowledge that. Bypassing would be, no, Jesus, or, no. It's good to acknowledge that and say, I feel disappointed. I feel abandoned. I feel confused. I feel lost. Truth is, you can never be abandoned by God. Truth is, you can never be lost. Truth is, you're doing the best you can. And eventually you will find your path. But in this time in human history, a lot of people feel purposeless. They feel like, what's the point? Why keep going? It's okay. It's okay to be in that space. It's okay to just be in that space of just like, okay. When you can acknowledge that without judging yourself. When you can acknowledge your feelings. When you can acknowledge your experience. to yourself without needing anyone else to validate it for you. You have started walking the path of a true spiritual warrior and warrioress. Because now you're not bypassing. No toxic positivity. You are acknowledging reality for yourself in this very moment. You are telling the truth to yourself about yourself and your experiences of life. That is power. Truth will liberate you. Honestly, truth will liberate you. Because you're not living in delusion that there is a God that's coming to save you. You're not living in illusion that Jesus died for your sins and you can continue to do whatever you want and there's not going to be any consequences. You're not living in lies that some pastor, some guru, some prophet is coming to save you. And you're not living in some confusion. Because you know I am the one responsible for my own spiritual awakening. This is empowered state of living. This is an empowered state of living. So, let us do our mindfulness mentoring session. Please gently close your eyes. You can lie down if you want to lie down. Or you can sit up. But what I would really love for you to do is just be. Just be with yourself. Just be with whatever truth is coming through you. If it's just like, I don't know about this thing called God, it's okay. I don't trust this thing called God. What? Ascended Masters? I don't trust these things. I don't know. I don't trust anything I don't see with my eyes. Okay, that's fine. It's not a big deal. Just be in the moment and just say, okay, here I am. I joined this thing. I'm watching this thing. I'm seeing this Zulu woman who's speaking all sorts of things. And I'm just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. All is well. All is well. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. So, I would love for you to remember a time when you felt in tune with the divine. Whether it's your idea of what Jesus represents in your life, what the Buddha represents in your life, what God represents in your life, what Mother Mary represents in your life, what Kuan Yin represents in your life, what the Goddess represents in your life, what divinity represents in your life. The universe represents in your life. Go back to a time in your life where you felt peaceful with this idea of divinity, of God, of the goddess. Maybe it was a time where you prayed and something miraculous happened. Maybe you prayed for money and you got money. Maybe you prayed for protection and you were going somewhere and you're like, God, please protect me. And you got to where you were going safe and sound, and you made it back home safe and sound. And you kind of had this inclination that there is this power that protects itself as you. Or maybe you needed a job, or it doesn't really matter what it is, but it's like this idea of knowing that, there is a power, there is a presence, whether I call it God, the universe, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, that kind of has my back, that kind of knows my needs and is willing to help me through this life experience. I think that's the best way we can put it. Go back into a time where you knew that God, the universe, life itself was on your side. Whether it's through a job, protection, money, a relationship that healed, or your health getting better. When you were sick, you prayed and you were better. Just go back into a time in your life. Doesn't matter what age it is, and just be in that feeling. Be in that memory. Now, please share with me what age you are in this memory. And who you are with in this memory. And where are you and what are you doing? What are you wearing? What are you eating? What are you hearing? What are you feeling? That reminds you of a moment in your experience, such a powerful, transcendent moment in your life. It makes you know, there is something, I don't know what to call it, whether it's God, the universe, life. This power, this presence, it has my back. It got me. Share with me, please. Start with, I am age. And I'm with who? Dig deeper into the memory. Sometimes We need to be in that memory so deeply, because that memory holds so much power to transcend whatever experience you might be living in currently. So dig deeper into that memory. Share more about that memory. Oh, I was with my friends, or I was by myself, or this happened and this. Just go deeper into it. Live it. Relive that memory as if you are in that particular time of your life. And please share. Tell me more about it. What other details do you remember about that experience, that memory? I want to know. I'm listening. Good. Okay. So I would like for you to share with me what emotion or feeling or sensation. No, let's just start with emotion or feeling. What emotion or feeling are you experiencing in this memory? So you're back in this memory. You are whatever age you are with whomever you are with, you are wherever you are, you're wearing, you're eating, you're experiencing this presence, this power that you know is just ride or die for you. It's got your back. It's just there for you. Something has gone right in your life because you prayed, because you chanted, because you did a forgiveness ritual or a gratitude ritual, and something just went absolutely freaking right. Synchronicity happened. What feeling? Name the feeling, name the emotion that is flooding your body temple right now as you think of that experience, as you relive that experience, as you bask in that memory of knowing that life is for you. Life is just ride or die for you. God is just answering your prayers. What feeling, what emotion is bubbling up inside of you right now as you relive that experience? Okay. So, I would love for you to share with me where you feel, where on your body because we got to do the body thing. Where on your body do you feel that emotion or that feeling? Because some of us don't resonate with emotion, we resonate with feeling. I feel happy, I feel grateful, but it's still an emotion. So where do you feel it on your body? Going back to the age where you are, reliving that experience of synchronicity, reliving the experience of, life has got my back. God loves me, and God just answered my prayers. The universe is just for me and never against me. Where do you feel that sensation, emotion, feeling on your body as you relive that experience of everything going right in your life? So now what I would like for you to do is put your finger on it, your body temple, where you feel that experience, where you feel that experience come alive as the memory. And then the sensation or the feeling or the emotion arising somewhere on your body temple. Please make sure that you just put your finger on it. If it's your chest bone, if it's your ear, if it's your nostril, if it's your tongue, if it's your lip, if it's your hip, just put your finger on it. Put your finger on that place on your body. Now I would like for you, as you've put your finger on that part of your body that is connected with the knowing, because feeling, emotion is energy in motion, which when we focus on it and amplify our awareness, can become a knowing. So maybe it's your right ear or your knee. So put your finger there. Well, hopefully your finger is there. And please repeat after me. This part of my body. So for you, you'll say my knee or my heart or my stomach. Okay? So for me, I have to say my knee. My knee thank you for reminding me that no matter what situation I find myself in, no matter how difficult life might seem, no matter how stressful life might be, no matter how confused I might feel at times, no matter how despondent I might feel at times. Thank you, my knee. That you have retained the memory that activates the emotion or feeling. So if the emotion or feeling that you feel in your knee, for my example, is hope, you will say that. So thank you, my knee, or whatever part of your body that you're touching. So thank you, for retaining the memory of what feeling or emotion. So that anytime I feel abandoned by life, I can remember just by touching you that it is an illusion. Life can never abandon me. I can never abandon myself. The universe can never abandon me. Father, Mother, God is always with me. Thank you, this part of my body, for revealing this truth to my consciousness in this very moment. Thank you. Thank you. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Please repeat after me. This part of my body, so my knee, so you would repeat, my knee, or if it's your arm or whatever, my thank you for remembering the wisdom of my soul. I ask in this moment to reveal the next stage of my growth and evolution. I ask you in this moment to reveal the steps I need to take to embody courage, to fulfill the purpose I have come to fulfill on planet Earth. I thank you for the wisdom of my soul expressing as this part of my body. So if it's your knee, as my knee, or whatever part of your body you've got your finger on. I am willing to listen and hear the voice of my higher self in concert with the universe, with life itself, with God consciousness. Whatever no longer serves my highest good, is dissolved immediately into the nothingness in which it is, and I retain the lessons and the wisdom that I needed from that experience. I am willing to listen. I'm willing to hear. I'm willing to act from courage. No matter what it looks like. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. So throughout the day, if you're getting up to do stuff around the rest of your day, if you're going to bed, trust that life will reveal itself as your next step. That you must take to reveal more faith within you, to reveal the face of goodness within you. Your body remembers a time in your life when a miracle unfolded for you. Every time you touch that part of your body, you are reminding yourself that you are a miracle. You are a miracle creator. You are tapped into divine miracles for your life. You are the face of divinity. You are the face of love. You are the face of beauty. And no illusion can stop you from fulfilling your purpose on planet Earth. This is truth. I speak my word knowing that it is law for myself and for you. Anytime you feel afraid, anytime you feel confused, anytime you doubt yourself, anytime you doubt divinity, just touch that part of your body that remembers a time in your life where you experienced a miracle, where you experienced answered prayer. If you've experienced it once, you can experience it over and over and over and over again. Because limitation is an illusion. There is a law of abundance. And there is no law that sustains limitation, but our hypnotism and mesmerism of limitation. Touch that part of your body every time you feel afraid. And just remind yourself that life has been there for you once upon a time, and life is always there for you. And as you touch that part of your body, it just reminds you, it brings you into an awareness that life is always there for you, breathing you, providing you with vitamin D, oxygen, and water. You are the face of love. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be liberated from ignorance. May I be liberated from suffering. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be liberated from ignorance. May all beings be liberated from suffering. Sadhu, 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 sadhu. Be happy, be happy, be happy. If you're going to continue sleeping, have a beautiful sleep. We love you long time. Long time. Long time. I love you. If you're going to continue with your day, I love you long time. See you tomorrow, 9 o'clock. It was a good one today. You are divinity. Remember that. Bye.